Thanks for joining me and welcome to the House of Jen. If you have not already looked at the 2026 fashion and interior design trends, it is fun to kind of go through them, get your coffee mug, light some candles, and let's just chat about what is in and what is out. Now, of course, you will hear so many different opinions, but I did watch about 5 or so experts of interior design of what is in and what is out. And I want to kind of share with you my opinion and really what I love and what I want to incorporate as I shop for a home refresh. Maybe you want to go like full scale renovation and reimagine your entire space, or maybe like me, you just want to do a room refresh. So keeping that in mind, the first thing that is out that I'm going to mention that is absolutely hilarious and a little ironic and a little sad is boucle. They said boucle, which was everywhere, which I even got this sofa, as you can see, this gorgeous sofa that I bought last year. I'm not getting rid of my sofa. I love, love, love my boucle cream sofa. It reminds me of like French lady fingers and everything soft and lovely and elegant. And so kind of this boucle example is you don't have to go with the trends. In fact, you have to do, and this is what people, any good designer will say, you have to do what you love, okay? So it's very personal. Just like if I were to go in and try on an outfit, mom jeans, the high-waisted jeans, I look like a clown in them. And yet they have been a trend, and that and wide leg jeans. And honestly, I don't look good in either one of them. And so I just have to go with what feels good on me. And your space is very, very personal. So without further ado on that, yes, I'm not going to get a new sofa. In fact, I even made a video last year about how I was choosing my sofa, and I did get boucle sofa. But kind of, I'll link that below if you want to check it out. But without further ado, let's jump in on what is in for the fashion trends. Okay, one that I am absolutely loving and that I would suggest is picking the trends that are timeless. And the ones that you will hear from me today are the trends that I am loving, that are timeless, and that when you step into the space, no matter if it is in 1910 or 2010 or 2030, you will say this is a beautiful, cohesive, timeless space, okay? And one of those trends is architectural design, okay? Artful architectural design. So what do I mean by this? I mean paneling, crown molding, accents of panels that are in your house, not like the traditional shaker wall that we've all seen and everyone did the DIY project, which I always wanted to, we didn't get to it, but not like a DIY doomsday sort of I just threw it together, harem scarum sort of a thing. Artful architectural elements and interest. So you want the measuring tape to come out with this. You don't want any crooked design, but you want the house to kind of have an upscale, timeless feel to it. So like I said, if you're stepping in your foot into the house, that it doesn't feel like a museum, but it feels like momentous, and it feels intentional, and it feels timeless. Like you can open up a magazine and you can see it, and it's beautiful, and it's timeless and architectural. Okay. Anything architectural is intentional and purposeful, and in interior design, that is going to be something that is going to make your space stand out and shine. Okay, so that is number one trend that is timeless, that you will always see, whether you are doing painted walls or white walls, whatever your style, that is something that is going to set your place apart. Okay. Next trend that I feel like is not a trend that I am loving is animal print. Yay! Okay, I have on animal print kind of like dress here, and I am just loving that animal print is in. Okay, so you want to do, I have several of these pillows. You want to do a neutral kind of understated prints. Okay, so whether you're doing zebra or leopard, you want more of a tasteful kind of, you don't want it to be like garish or gaudy or like lustful gross, right? You want it to be very kind of restrained and conservative and more in a neutral type of a pattern. So I like this neutral pattern. As you can see, this is actually like a designer pillow. It's got the feathers. I have 3 of these that I was absolutely very fortunate to pick up at a very fantastic deal that I found. And I'm going to put these, and I have them on my outdated boucle sofa. I mean, really, boucle was all the rage. That just goes to show you that a lot of what is in is retail driven so that they can get you to buy more stuff. So, you know, it is fun to kind of feather in some of these fads, the ones that you love, but you don't have to do all of them. You do not feel like you have to be conformed to society image. That is not what it's about. That'll drive you crazy and really make you waste a lot of money trying to chase the trends. But it is also fun so that your space feels forward and has movement and energy and momentum, and not to be stuck in a time warped, outdated zone. It is kind of fun to chat about the trends. Okay, so that was number 2, animal print, all about that. I mean, we could really, like, you could put it in like rugs or curtains or pillows, but just kind of here and there, even a chair, but it has to be very artfully respectful, neutral. You can't, like, you know, you don't want it to like leap out on you. You want to lean in and kind of appreciate all the elements. Okay, so number 3, the interior design trend that I am super loving is the use of a lot of tile. Okay, so tile used to be relegated to backsplashes, but now, because it is so beautiful, and we're seeing tile as more like jewelry and just gloss, and you can have different sheens and they're just different sizes. So we're seeing them on archways and on entire walls. And just as the trend of color drenching, I don't know if you've heard of that, but where you do the ceiling and the walls the same color, a lot of people are taking an entire wall and making it all tile. This is not just relegated to bathrooms, but can be done in different spaces, whether it is an office or just, you know, part of a hallway as a continual flow, like archways, and just if it's done right, especially, I really like the look of all white tile, but I will tell you a trend that I probably won't be doing, and it's the jewel tones, okay? Now, I think it is fun. I do like jewel tones, but my house is more, it's not, I'd have to redo like everything to do the jewel tones. So that's a trend that if you want to incorporate that, if it will work for you, I won't be doing that. But okay, so we have 3 wonderful trends. The next one I think you're really, really going to love, and I'll tell you why, because this is what people are craving, and it is more emotional, narrative-driven, personal spaces, okay? Emotional, narrative-driven, personal spaces. A space that tells a story, a space that expressed your interest and your lifestyle in what you were made to do, okay? So whether you are an artist or a musician, or your pictures of your family, maybe you're a mom, whatever you are, it is more, tells your story of your life and is an unfolding of an inviting of your soul. So if you really even think of your space as more of an extension of who you are and not just a fad, but a souled kind of swept space where you feel someone's interest and emotions. And this could be done in so many ways. I'm an author, so I want to create more of an intentional like book nook, if you will, like a space where you can cozy up and read a book. And so, you know, if whether you are an author or whatever, make your spaces very intentional, very narrative driven. I also think it is, I'm not like a fancy artist, but I do like to paint. And so sometimes my husband and I will like to just paint little canvases. So I could even frame those. I'm just brainstorming ideas, but narrative driven spaces. It's also personal. Now, picture frames, like I know back in the day we would have those like foyer entry table where you just put a hodgepodge of picture frames. I don't really see that coming back again, but if you like it, that's what you like. And so really that is what you need to do. So that is the next one. And so let's see. So for our next one that I really, really, really love is the antiqued mirrors, okay, to make your space more reflective. So antique mirrors, okay. So this is not the clear mirror, but this is the one that has some patina and some interest and almost like you're seeing something behind the mirage of the clear mirror, okay. You can do these to make your space more reflective. Any reflective space is going to make a space feel bigger and not so boxed in, okay? So this would be really, really pretty on an accent wall. I really want to create my own this year as a DIY project because they can get a little pricey. So I'm going to do both. I'm actually going to shop because I don't want to reinvent the wheel if I can find a really great deal on an antique tiled mirror. But I want to possibly create one over my fireplace because I think that would just be really, really lovely, right? So that could be really, really something that you could incorporate in your space, and always kind of integrating the old and the new together. And that is what that antique patina distressed kind of tile, it gives that sort of a feel and that sort of a vibe. And I think you will really, really love that. Okay. So also another fun trend, which I think is always kind of in, is the mixing of patterns. Okay. Patterns are in. patterns are in this year. So whether you are doing, they said micro-motifs or the mixing of different patterns, just as they have pattern or color drenching, you kind of want a pattern echoing throughout your space. I think people are kind of craving more energy, more life, more liveliness this year. And so really to have more kind of that moody kind of, moody is the word, right? And so, you want to have patterns that are juxtaposed, like a pattern that is seems like it's mismatched, but together in an intuitive sort of a way, it all kind of comes together. And I really, really love the idea of mixing patterns. I mean, think beyond pillows. You can even kind of pick up the pattern on a piece of artwork or a curtain or a throw. The sky's the limit. But mixing patterns, love that idea. Okay, so the other one that I really, really love that I feel is really not going to go out of style is the optimistic look of lighting. Okay, the optimistic look of lighting. And what do I mean by that? I mean statement lighting. Again, that is more artistic, that is more like a piece of work, rather than just a cookie cutter type of light fixture that comes with the house. So if you have kind of cookie cutter lights, you want them to be more happy and artistic and optimistic and statement lighting. So when someone walks into the space, they go, oh my gosh, tell me about this light. It's gorgeous. Maybe you can even, create your own if you know how to do that. Not with the electric work of it, but think very personal. Think very gorgeous works of art, like jewelry accessorized on an outfit. Very, very, very purposeful and not like plastic cookie cutter sort of a light. Lights can really transform a space. That was when we first got married. I always wanted my husband to swap out the light fixtures. In fact, these two lights that I have right here in my dining room, they were a gift one year for our anniversary. We went out shopping and I fell in love with them. Obviously on this channel, I love to create flower arrangements, and they look like two gigantic white flowers to me. So those are my statement flower lighting. I absolutely love them. And they make me happy every single time I see them. And so I hope that these trends that are not trends, they are timeless trends that are not trends. That's kind of what I would recommend for you to incorporate in your space. Trends that are not going to go out of style. So again, like the boucle sofa, even though I chose it, it's out of style. It's out apparently, but I don't care. I love it, and I think that you really need to be personal for your space as you create your design. Now, I will caution you that you will probably change your mind again, okay? And even when you create something in your space and you think you're going to love it, part of us craves change. That's just how we are, right? And just as my hair, like some days I'm like, oh, I want to cut it. Other days I want to grow it out. You're going to change your mind, and that's okay. Your space should be an ever-evolving space, and just give yourself grace as you are making your interior design decisions. So I hope this kind of brief overview of, like I said, I watched a lot of people talk about what is in and what is out, but I felt that these were fun. The one that was not as timeless was probably the, mixing patterns. I feel like that's always kind of in, but really, I mean, you really can't go wrong, I don't feel, with the others. I feel like those are kind of here to stay. So hope that gave you some fun ideas, and I'm looking forward to doing more flower arranging, decluttering, just doing life with you. Sometimes it's just more fun to make things that feel like you, to express what's in your heart, because wouldn't it be boring if you just didn't? I mean, you have the chance to make things your own. Why not? So hope this gave you some fun ideas. Like and subscribe, House of Jen.